I stood in front of the dressing mirror of the hotel and looked at my body in the mirror infinitely. Soon the body no longer belongs to me. In fact, as early as a year ago, I couldn't afford the expensive poll tax I had to pay to use my body independently. I have a good reputation and get a loan from the bank to meet my urgent needs. The 1-year period has passed and my financial situation has not improved. Just yesterday, I was forcibly divided into a shared tenant by the house administration. I need to find a landlord who has a capital income and is willing to rent out his body within a month. Otherwise, I will be expelled from the capital and my own body either chooses to deposit or sell or destroy, or I have to leave the capital and go back to my hometown. I shook my head impatiently and tried not to think about these worries. At least I won't be offline in 2 hours tonight. I don't know when my girlfriend Yin had come out of the bathroom. She wore a translucent bathrobe with long wet hair and hugged me from behind. I don't know what Yin looked like at first. I was already the tenant of this face when I met her, and her original body was brought out of the hometown has long been destroyed. It was in ruins a long time ago because of industrial pollution and overpopulation. In other words, expansion is already a person without hometown and original body. My hometown. Yin often tells me that many cities in China have been in ruins in the past few decades. How the overinflated population survived in the limited space became the first problem at that time. The land utilization rate of many cities has reached a serious level. People finally set their sights on human bodies. 2 decades ago, the Human Body Development Project was successful. One person's memory can be completely transferred to another person's brain. The so-called surgery is very simple by the instrument like scanning a two-dimensional code. Improper and frequent operation will also cause damage to the body and memory and cause social chaos. So the law explicitly stipulates that co-tenants can only be of the same sex. 1 year. Yin works as a night waiter in a bar. She asked for leave to rent this body 2 years ago. The owner of this body is Zheng Xiaxiu, a doctor. A beautiful girl like Zheng Xiaxiu will have a large number of people scrambling to share even if the rent is high. He only rents out the night use right of this body, so Yin can barely pay for it. The tenant does not have the right to get married and have children. In fact, even the intimate behavior with the lover needs to apply to the house administration and the landlord in advance. If the tenant is found to be using the landlord's body to have sex or other behaviors that are harmful to the body without application, the memory will be forced to be released. It will disappear from this world forever. I held the people and fought with each other till we were in love. Yin began to blink quickly when she first developed this symptom. It scared me. You really kept the posture of pressing on Yin. Now I am no longer Yin but Zheng Xiaxiu. The symptom of Yin just now is the symptom of being forced offline by Zheng Xiaxiu to go offline, but not vice versa. After all, Zheng Xiaxiu is the original match of this body. I'll go to the health administration to see Xiaxiu angrily, but we all know in our hearts that a rental like Zheng Xiaxiu is not bad, and the administration will not care about this trifle. To remind you that I will go offline after the safety measures. Hell, when Yin went online again, we sighed and left each other's body almost at the same time. I'm sorry, I'm not in the mood, I said lazily. It is not all because of Zheng's interruption. After all, it will soon be unhappy that he will be reduced from an independent to a co-tenant. I didn't miss me much. I knew Yin was disappointed. It's not a disappointment that we didn't have successful sex at the moment, but a disappointment. I will soon become a partner. I don't understand what kind of expectations he has of me except love. I met him in the bar where I applied for a loan buffer period for 1 year at that time. I was still a real independent, which is undoubtedly a symbol of economic strength. I am a painter, although I have not been able to draw imagined works for a long period and the worry that if the economic situation does not improve within a year, I will be reduced to a partner, which makes me often go to that bar online time is from 18 p.m. to 6 p.m. the next day, so we all date at night. During the day, after falling he will go offline and become Zhang Xiaxiu. Zhang Xiaxiu doesn't know me. Out of curiosity, I quietly followed Zhang Xiaxiu. If you were a man, you would understand my feeling of wanting to have something to do with Zhang Xiaxiu. I don't necessarily mean having when you sex. Think about it, he shares a body with your girlfriend but has another personality. He doesn't even know you exist. It's interesting that when I first made an opportunity to approach Zhang Xiaxiu, he recognized me at first glance. I knew your Wan Yi and his eyes were cold. Seeing the surprised expression on my face, Zhang Xiaxiu explained that Yin had applied to me and I had seen your photo in the profile. You were going to agree. Zhang Xiaxiu didn't answer me but asked, don't you think it is immoral to deliberately approach his landlord when you are in love with the tenant? I don't want to do anything with you. I don't have the strength to defend myself. I just hope so. Out of curiosity, he left this sentence and shook his hair and walked back away. It's so cool that he used this body in a completely different taste from Yin. I thought he would definitely refuse application. What I didn't expect was that he finally agreed to think of Zhang Xiaxiu when he was having sex with Yin. What I mean by this is that sometimes I wonder if Zhang Xiaxiu was online at the moment, would he look as silent as Yin? It must not be true. Men are really greedy animals. I couldn't help thinking of Zhang's immoral question to me, but then again, a man wants to be moralistic to a woman for one reason that he doesn't. When I was in love with Yin, I confessed to her that I had applied for a loan from the bank. At that time, he was inevitably disappointed in his eyes, but he still comforted me. It was only temporary that you would get better. I can feel that Yin loves me, but there must be some hidden expectations in this love. I hope I can get better, and then I will not only pay off my loan but also help him become an independent. At that time, Yin often took me to the depositors' auction. Those who deposit their bodies will be auctioned if they cannot afford to redeem their bodies or renew their storage fees. The bodies of those young men or women will soon be sold out. There is no shortage of suddenly rich co-tenants in the world, just like me. All of a sudden, when the independent Yin lingered among these young women, she will talk about our wedding, knowing that only two independent people have the right to get married. I feel that he is implying something to me. And this is also the moment when I think I'm the most failed moment. I don't have the ability to make the woman I love have an independent body. Their 70s and 80s. While a woman loves you, she hopes to become an independent with the help of your ability. To be honest, we will be better in the future. I promised kindly. The watch on wrist rang. It was 5:30 and half an hour before it was time for him to hand over Zhang Xiaxiu. You should go quickly. He urged me to get dressed and leave the hotel. I sat by the square fountain at the gate of the hotel, smoking a cigarette. At 6:10, Zhang Xiaxiu came out of the hotel gate with a skirt and a small black suit with her hair tied into a bunch of ponytail. There is no doubt that this dress was prepared by Yin for him, which can be seen that they have a lot of money after the past 2 years of sharing rent. To say hello and have breakfast. Zhang Xiaxiu looked indifferent. No wonder you don't have a boyfriend. You don't even have a good girlfriend. Look at your attitude with Yin, the more I feel familiar with Zhang Xiaxiu. After all, to make it clear that body is Zhang body. So for a limited number of times, Zhang Xiaxiu has this indifferent expression, but I don't regard myself as an outsider more and more. A young man, Zhang Xiaxiu, felt a little sick at home on the day when he was off work. He was a doctor and took a temperature test. I just have a fever and take some medicine casually. As soon as Yin went online at night, I found that the situation was a little serious and the fever reached 41 degrees. During the period of illness and hospitalization, I only needed to take care of Yin at night. During the day, he was a good guy who went online and saw that he was lying in a hospital bed and went offline directly. As a result, the stupid girl Yin was quite happy to think that she hadn't seen the sun during the day for a long time. So I didn't say that I had taken care of this body day and night for several days. He completely improved, probably because although he didn't say a thank you, he didn't frown at me as he used to be. Went straight into a breakfast restaurant and I sat opposite to him naturally. How did you think about what I told you last time? I asked Zhang Xiaoxiu across the street with a smile. I mentioned that to him several times before that she was rejected by him as my body model. Just promise me. Anyway, we are very familiar friends. I mean to emphasize the tone on the words familiar friends. Sometimes even I think I am shameless. But I swear to God, I want Zhang Xiaoxiu to be my body model for art. I wish I went to Union to see his body. I have seen everything I should have seen. Before he opened his mouth, I said that I knew what you were going to say. Of course I was willing to be my body model, but I always thought she was either an expression or something. Anyway, what's wrong with me has a feeling that you are just right for you. I want to say that Zhang Xiaoxiu can declare in a light tone when I finish talking. I can't believe I heard it right. No, Zhang Xiaoxiu said you couldn't find a boyfriend because you looked cold. I think you have a good personality. Yanyan is a little too clingy. Since Zhang Xiaoxiu, the famous dancer Zhang Xing, who is playing morning entertainment news on the TV of the restaurant, announced that he would do a transgender memory male dancer in his 30s. Then he will deposit his body and transplant his memory into a 20-year-old woman he just bought at auction. It's good if the technology is developed. I heard that it was painful to have a sex change before. Look how convenient it is look at me. You know, this kind of memory transfer is also risky. Everyone's memory has his own strong gender consciousness. In your memory, such you must be a man. If you are transferred to a woman's body, there will be chaos. I am no stranger to the chaos. I have a male painter who rented his girlfriend and was a tenant of another girl. The blue painter thinks that instead of using his body with another man, he can just let his girlfriend become his tenant. Isn't it convenient for the male painter to reschedule his tenant and secretly went to a private hospital with his girlfriend for a co-tenant operation? He and his girlfriend became tenants, and they both went crazy. Whether it is a co-tenant or an independent, it is possible that cross-gender memory transplantation may involve gene expertise and he has a lot of work. I think it's possible that he doesn't reject me as much as he used to be. Transgender transplants like Zhenxing need his strong enough female to carry out memory filtering to filter out the male consciousness in his memory, which is a very painful operation. Which is no less painful than the much more convenient for a gay man a long time ago. They are really willing to be separated from each other by pretending to be one person. Zhang Xiaoxiu even turned over to people in the same body at the same time. It is likely to crash or sudden death, and the result is that they can't say a word in their life. You say it is convenient or inconvenient for them to talk about this. Can you agree to be my model? Zhang Xiaoxiu nodded and suddenly remembered something as if he heard that if I didn't going to become he had such a flash of tenderness in his eyes. What's wrong with me? Just reading my body when I am rich. My lease with Yanyan is coming. Yes, I heard him mention it. Are you still going to renew your appointment? I don't want my girlfriend to change her body and get used to it. You may not renew your appointment. You plan to rent your body to someone else. You and Yanyan have been in a shared relationship for several years over the years to make me an independent, so I'm not going to share anymore and my family has been urging me to get married. It's really a few happy families and a few worries. I can't think about where your boyfriend got married. I am a little frustrated and jealous at the moment, and I want to deliberately beat him to maintain the formal equality between the two of us. I also have Yanyan. Soon become a co-tenant. Didn't say a word, just looked at me in silence and only suddenly pointed to myself. You won't like me. Why won't you? Zhang Xiaoxiu finally gave a short smile and his usual apathy was rarely mixed with a little girl's shyness. It's not that I stutter that things are a little sudden. I like you very much, although you are not close to love, but you are the most suitable candidate for me, and I was bored to death when they kept forcing me to go. And my feelings will not only make myself an independent for a long time, but also have some remaining meaning. There is no need for me to make it clear. Please think about it. You got up and left me sitting in the restaurant in a daze. He is really a woman who doesn't make sense. Will help me during the period when I am not capable of becoming an independent, and at the same time, he will make an appointment with Yan to become an independent. But what about Yan? The only thing I have so difficult to survive in the city of the capital that it makes dreams, love and friendship that are supposed to be simple and beautiful become complicated. Maybe it goes without saying that it is so complicated as long as I face up to a problem. In the following days, Yan has been urging me to find a suitable partner for me, but I am not in a hurry and you are too early to prevent it. Ask you is for me to think about it. From my leisurely attitude, I already know the answer I am going to choose, and the reason why I am so hesitant seems to be thinking just to appear not so desperate in front of Jiangxi. Ask you, plus his poor self-esteem and a little sense of guilt for Yan. When will you be my model? I asked Jiangxi during the day. Why don't we go on a trip? I'll be your model. What is it called breaking up with Yan? As he said, Jiangxi reached out to me. On the other hand, give me your DNA scan card during and our mobile phone. The lawyer I hired for you will handle everything for you to pay off your bank loan. Reapply to be an independent for you. All you have to do is choose a place with beautiful scenery and have a good time. When you come back, remember to break up with Yan at the end of the trip. I pretended to look at the scenery by the roadside and gave my scan card and mobile phone to Jiangxi when we go on a trip. I suddenly thought of this problem. This is your problem. When Yan urged me again and again to find a suitable partner, I still have more than 20 days left. Why don't we take a trip while I am still independent? Where do you want to go? Don't worry about the cost. I still have this money, and I'm going to start writing again. We will be rich soon. If I go on a trip, I need to apply to the landlord. I guess he won't agree. If she doesn't like asking him to travel with us, you tell her that we will cover all the fees, then I will apply for a try. Yan whispered, unsure. Plans for you to write the application materials and I will cut him off these application materials. If you write them, he will see them during the day. I don't want you to get in touch with Yan. It with him directly then. I deliberately teased him that when we went on a trip, I would inevitably meet her during the day, so let's not go to Yan and explain in a low voice. I am afraid that you will fall in love with him. He is like the shining front of a silver coin, while I am the dark opposite of saying that I will always love you when you forgot to get sick. The cold face was like an iceberg. You are so gentle and cute. I like him. This is almost looking for abuse. Amused by me. Our application will naturally be approved by Jiangxi because we chose Iceland as the place to travel. In fact, what Jiangxi suggested to me is quite in line with his aesthetics. Jiangxi didn't go online on time. He shared most of the day with happy time. It always makes people feel that it is going to be extremely happy and sad. I don't describe it well. I mean, it should be the happiest time it's not for her too much to say that he will be extremely happy and sad soon, because he is ignorant of my deal with Jiangxi. In unlimited online time, I drew a picture of him floating on an ice floe on the blue sea, his head on his side and his eyes staring coldly at the coast like a fish and a bird. I kept this picture vigilant until the end of the trip. I didn't say goodbye to Yan. When I got back to the capital, I disappeared for a while and he naturally understood that I didn't say anything. I think he should look at me with contempt next, but he didn't. He just said gently, I wanted to ask Jiangxi how the lawyer he hired for me did it for me. I didn't say
As soon
it
as
after
I
all.
got
off the plane. I was subpoenaed by the health administration because not only did I not become the loan of the partners
Didn't
bank
my
in
lawyers
accordance with
contact
the
you?
regulations,
I asked
but
like
also
a fool
reached
that
the
I
repayment
didn't
period.
understand
that I had been cheated by
Even
Jiang
if he lied to you
until this
it
time.
can
only be your personal affairs. According to you, he didn't do these things for you, but
As
at
long
least
as
they
you
didn't
repaid the
cheat
bank
you
loan,
out of
we
your
will send
money.
you
out of the capital and spend all my money on a trip. In fact, Jiang Xiaxiu proposed the provided by him and was rejected by me. Now it seems that he is sure. With my character, he will never
especially
let
after
him
he
help
has
me
promised
pay the
to
money.
help
me repay the loan, so this is still your own problem. The people of the health administration are looking at me gloating, so we can only detain you in accordance with his attitude and became gentle and pleasing when he discussed marriage with me. Maybe I will find something with his usual apathy, so I have no doubt that there is any reason for him to deceive me. Is it just to follow us to Iceland for free? I don't understand how things turn out like this. Next, the authority asked me to contact Jiang Xiaxiu, who may help me. Some friends refused to help even more mischievously than I said when I explained the situation. I contacted the agent of the gallery and asked him to take me to sell the Vigilance. After seeing the painting, but he said he was willing to put it in the gallery to sell it to someone buying the painting day and night, and finally turned off the agent's phone. One bank appeared in front of me together with the head of the health administration. Our preliminary judgment on you is to sell your body to repay your bank's loan to leaving the capital within a week. Of course, you can choose the cost of a physical operation from these consignors, and the bank will bear it. They said they handed me some photos to choose from. The most considerable body in the photo is also in his 40s. He is ugly and short. I looked at them in surprise. Your body is auctioned off and will be used to mortgage the loan you applied for from the bank. This body is given to you for free. You can't think that he is younger and more handsome than you. 5 years. It's all about my body. I can apply for a postponement of
I just
shooting,
want to leave the
but I give
capital
as soon as possible. Congratulations on your 40-year-old body after the operation. You are still an independent and I mocked myself. A bartender can't help me. I mean, if we have love. How dare I see him again? With my face, I don't want to see him. With my face now, I don't want to see him, but he came to see me during the day when I was sent out of the capital. I tried to help you during your detention, but there was nothing I could do. I couldn't borrow that much money. Melancholy. Of course, he had already told me what happened between you and Jiang Xiaxiu. I'm sorry to apologize sincerely to my former lover with the body of a man in his 40s. No one is sorry, especially in the opposite city of the capital. Your lease is coming. You should make plans. I am already an independent now. Jiang Xiaxiu gave his body to me. He said without expression that he really looked like I thought you could come during the day to apply for going online with Jiang Xiaxiu. Yan turned and looked behind him. I followed him. I watched myself come slowly, to be exact, my own body. Yan, please go first. I'll say a few words. His voice has completely become the voice of a boy, but I can tell from that look that you are Jiang Xiaxiu. He smiled and nodded while I asked me like a fool that I liked you. Jiang Xiaxiu, who has become a man, smiled and said, more accurately, I like your body and what I love is Yanin. 备案号 YX01Y5KODMG3ZPZ. The editor is prohibited at 1933 on September 2021. Click to view the next section of the East 8th District Cebu City to agree with 24. National Day holiday comment, the end of the future of 0 and 50, Minchach, etc. Times drag and drop here. The picture will be completed and downloaded by X Smart Downloader Picture, Video and Music Document Pro.